Good day. Greetings, honored traveler. I am Jaren, Lord of Lut Gholein, and I bid you welcome to my fair port city. I am glad to know that once again, caravans are free to travel through the Western Pass. For some time now, we have been under siege by an evil power that I cannot identify. Strange, it all began when a dark wanderer came this way, looking for the tomb of Tal Rasha. No one knows exactly where Tal Rasha, keeper of Baal, is entombed, but it is certain to be far out in the desert. Now my people whisper tales of the dead rising from their tombs, and horrible creatures lurking amongst the moonlit dunes. Even I have witnessed things which I cannot explain. I've ordered the port closed and all trade ships moored until I am sure that my city is safe. Atma, the tavern keeper, has an important mission for you. Go see her immediately. You'll find her on the other side of town. Now I must return to the palace. I apologize, but I can't invite you in. Things are... The woman Atma may have some useful gossip for you. She can always be found near her public house. For trade in magic and the like, see Drognin or Lysander. Drognin is the wisest man I know, without equal in magic and ancient lore. Poor Lysander is nearly deaf, but he's a reliable potion chemist. For travel back west, see Wariv, whom you already know. Our own Farah is a fine and honest armorer, and she can heal wounds as well. Elzix is the innkeeper, and may also have some items to trade. Grays, the mercenary captain I hired to secure the gates of Lut Gholein, keeps order in town as well. There are others here too. I'm sure you'll meet most of them. Just look around.
Now that Andariel is dead, I can return and outfit the rogues properly. Once I've made some trades here, I'll be free to head back to their monastery. Let me know if you want to travel along. There used to be a lot of brothels here. I guess the trouble scared all the women away. Or maybe they're safe in Jaren's palace. There you...
Halt! You may not pass. You may not pass. You look like a sturdy adventurer. You know, I used to be quite the scoundrel in my day. I led the fiercest group of bandits who ever terrorized these sands. Nowadays, I run this here inn and pretty much stay out of trouble. My days of adventuring are behind me. There are many ancient tombs in the desert. Most of them are already plundered, but I imagine that some have remained hidden.
I bet you wonder how this town manages to stay safe with all the trouble going on out in the desert. Well, I can tell you that it's got nothing to do with the local town guards. They're all in the palace for some reason. Jaren hired me and my mercenaries to help keep the peace around here. We're not cheap, but we're the best this wasteland has to offer. Atma seems to be a fine woman, but I'm sure the loss of her family has made her lonely. Perhaps I should go over and console her when I get off duty tonight.
I've heard that you are responsible for banishing Andariel back to the burning hells. I'm impressed, stranger. That couldn't have been easy. My name is Drognin, and I know what you're up against, my friend. You ought to look over my inventory of items for trade. The Horadrim were a powerful order, although maybe too prideful. Tal Rasha was one of their order, and that should tell you something. Any man who believes himself strong enough to contain one of the prime evils is in for a rude awakening, I should think.
I know much about the ancient religions. I was trained as a paladin of Zakarum in the Eastern Koras Temple many years ago. I've no love for brothels, as they can lead honorable men to do dishonorable things. Since the local harems took up hiding in the palace, however, there seems to be a rise in foul tempers.
How do I know I can trust you, You may be as shifty as that pack rat Elzix who runs the inn. But if you need a potion, though, I suppose I can make you one. For a price, of course. There are some ancient enchanted fountains in the desert that can heal your wounds, if you drink enough from them.
You have quite a treasure there in that Horodric cube. According to Horodric lore, the cube can restore a Horodric staff. To do it, use the cube as you would a scroll. When the cube opens, place both pieces of the staff into it and use the cube's transmute power. You'll be pleased to know that the cube has other alchemical uses as well. 6 gems plus 1 sword transmute into a socketed longsword. You may also transmute 2 quivers of crossbow bolts into 1 quiver of arrows, while 2 quivers of arrows yield 1 quiver of bolts. I must leave it to you to discover other formulae. Good day. There is something about Farah that troubles me. Her manner is strange for a lonely desert maid. You have quite a...
Good day.
Greetings. I'm Mashif, captain of this ship here. I make port runs around the Twin Seas and occasionally out to Kingsport in Westmarch. I haven't sailed anywhere lately, though. Jaren has ordered me to stay docked here in case of emergency. My ship is the only way east from here. Still, Lord Jaren tells me that I may not leave until the current crisis is over.
Hey, you're a barbarian, aren't you? Ferocious as the wild beasts of the north, that's what they say. I suppose you've come to help save this city. You needn't bother. Grace seems to have this place locked down nice and tight. Not that I couldn't have done the same. I've proven my valor in combat plenty of times. I've seen Farah defend herself against a few drunken ruffians. She's got moves I've never even seen before. Wherever she's from, she sure learned how to fight there.
I don't expect this of you, but if you want to help me, I would be grateful. In the sewers below our city, there lurks a horrid creature that hungers for human flesh. The creature has killed many, including my son and my husband. If you destroy it, I will reward you. Please, be careful, though. That beast has taken enough from us already. The sewer entrance is through the trapdoor, just up the street. Oh, Lysander is cranky, but he's a good old man. He used to give me medicines when my son was ill. The creature makes its lair in the tunnels beneath the city. He butchered my husband and son. I simply cannot bear to talk about it.
Huh? Hey, don't touch my drink, or I'll bore a hole into your skull with my thumb.
Ahoy, mate! There are 2 entrances to the sewers, I believe. One of them is right near here, down by the water beneath the docks. I can see it from my ship, and you can bet I keep an eye on it every night.
The Horodrim used to mummify their highest mages and infuse them with spells that would allow them to protect their tombs, even after death. I have no idea why one of them would be acting so malevolently, Perhaps Drognan or Farah would know more about this.
I believe that the creature you refer to is one of the ancient Horadric mummies from the tombs that lie buried beneath the desert sands. It is unusual for one of his kind to be so far away from his resting place. I sense in this entity a restless and malevolent spirit.
Good day. I hear that beast is after body parts. Does he eat them? Ooh, ghastly.
Approach and let's trade. Farah and I have been talking about the creature recently. From my studies, I have deduced that it is Radament the Fallen, an ancient Horadric mummy that has for some reason left his tomb to prey on mortals. I'm doing some more research now. If you check back later, I may have some more insight as to his nature.
Yes, citizen. I've personally found some of that devil's victims washed up out of the sewer. Often they are missing limbs or a head, and their bodies have always been skinned. At first, the creature raided the town at night. That's how Atma lost her family. Now we've got him barricaded in the sewers. You're safe up here on the surface, but every now and again some fool wants to be a hero and heads down to the waste tunnels with a pig sticker.
What you need? I hear that the creature kills his victims in order to hack off their limbs. I guess that makes me a less likely candidate, eh?
Yes? I've heard tales of walking corpses out in the desert at night, though I've never actually seen one. Your presence honors me. I've heard tales of walking corpses out in the desert at night, though I've never actually seen one.
Good day. I hear that the creature kills his victims in order...
overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
Hello. The Horodric mummies were created to protect the tombs, but Radament is far from his burial chamber. Given the aberrations that have been witnessed lately, it comes as no surprise that even the ancient Guardian's spells have begun to unravel. Be wary of this as you venture farther into the desert.
How may I help you? Drognan told me something interesting earlier today. It might explain why Radament is so restless, and it might have something to do with why he is stealing human body parts.
Hello. Peppermint? Oh, Radament. Oh, yes. Oh, a foul creature. Some of my exploding potions should do quite nicely against him. They usually work well against the undead.
Hi there. If you're going to fight that thing, use some common sense. Be knowledgeable about what harms the undead. Poison, for instance, will have little effect.
Greetings. We've been meaning to send an organized group down there to kill that thing, but it would be dangerous. We just can't afford the chance of losing any men with all the trouble that's going on in the desert.
Hello. I've just been reading something interesting about this sort of undead. Apparently, certain Horodric funereal priests altered the bodies of their dead mages with magical and surgical techniques, often replacing body parts with those of animals. This was thought to augment their powers and raise their status in the afterlife.
Greetings. I am starting to have second thoughts about my request. I couldn't bear the thought of you losing your life on my behalf. Please, be careful.
Huh? Aha! Back for a small shot of courage? Believe me, it doesn't help for long. Drinks, barkeep!
Hello. I noticed a rotting human arm floating in the harbor this morning. I suspected foul play, so I told Grays. He didn't seem too concerned since there haven't been any folk reported missing lately.
Good day. Death is not afraid of the living, but the living abhor death.
overburdened.
Good evening. The Horadric Mischief is an interesting man. Part of him longs for the freedom of the open seas, yet his heart belongs in his homeland.
It is an honor to serve you. I've no love for brothels, as they can lead honorable men to do dishonorable things. Since the local harems took up hiding in the palace, however, there seems to be a rise in foul tempers.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure. No, I have great faith in Graves. He seems to have things well in hand.
What you need? If you're going to fight that thing, Atma, now there's a fine woman. Lately, though, she's only thinking about revenge. She has reason enough.
Need some help? I might spare you a few of my men. Why, enough gold can muster an army.
Approach and let's trade. The Horadrim were a powerful order, although maybe too prideful. Tal Rasha was one of their order, and that should tell you something. Any man who believes himself strong enough to contain one of the prime evils is in for a rude awakening, I should think.
Let me buy you a drink. I've killed plenty of those demons out in the desert. It doesn't seem to slow them down any, though. They just keep coming back for more.
Good evening. I am Evil has laid siege to Lutgulain, and you may be our last hope.
Ahoy, mate. I've been all around the seas in these parts. It's dangerous sailing west this time of year, though. Until the season changes, the caravan through the desert is the main trade route to Westmarch.
Yes? Caravans take people where they want to go, until they get there.
Thank you.
I've just about had my fill of the walking dead.
My ship is your ship. Good job, mate. At night out on my ship, I was often awakened by that fiend's awful moaning. I'll bet I rest easier now.
Good day. By ship.
You may not pass.
Good day. I don't know what I am able to hear is of any value. Radament's death, however, is news worth hearing. I'm sure Atma will be glad to hear of this.
Yes? If you haven't already, tell Atma that Radament is dead. It may help to ease the weight of her mourning.
Hello. As you have helped Atma and all of us, so shall I help you.
Greetings. We ran into one of those old tomb guardians when I ran with my bandits. I know they aren't easy foes to face, so you sure have my respect. Have you told Atma yet?
Good day. You've killed Radament, eh? That's quite a nice piece of work. If you ever need a job as a mercenary, I'd be happy to sign you up.
Good day. From what you tell me, it would seem that Radament was bent on the task of reviving his own mummified corpse with the flesh of the living. This is very unusual indeed. It takes an incredible magic power to alter the singular purpose of an undead mind. Perhaps there is a power at work here, which is beyond my ken.
Yes? Oh, Radament the Fallen, is it? I've fallen off many a bar stool, and no one calls me Geglash the Fallen. They might go so far as to say, Geglash, you've fallen.
They say that the taste of vengeance is bittersweet, but I find it to my liking. In addition to my undying gratitude, I have spoken on your behalf with the rest of the townspeople. The merchants have agreed to show their gratitude by offering their wares and services at lower rates. Oh, Jaren wants to see you too. You'll find him in front of the palace.